Hi everyone, this is Ashley with Marshflower Studio. In this video, I am going to show you guys how I do my color changes. I've had a couple comments recently. Some people are not understanding how I do them. And in any of my videos where there is a change in color, you can do a color change however you want. I'm going to show you in this video how I do them. Hopefully that makes it a little bit more clear. I'm not adding stitches, I'm not taking away stitches, I'm not putting two stitches in the same hole and then skipping one later. Someone got really confused. And I'm not quite sure how. However, I have been working on this little flamingo this morning. So while this particular pattern doesn't call for a color change, I'm just using it as a guinea pig. So I've got the rest of my flamingo body and got his little beak ready to go here in a few minutes. But I'm going to use this just to kind of show you guys how I do them. So I've done a single crochet. And with a color change, what I typically will do is I'll go into the next stitch, pull up a loop, and doing a slip stitch, we're just going to pull that loop through. Okay, so we have a slip stitch, this is the one we just made, and then we have a regular single crochet back here behind it. Okay, I'm going to go into the next stitch. So I've got single crochet, slip stitch, next stitch. I'm going to stick my hook through. I'm going to grab my new color. I'm going to pull it through that loop. So now I've got a white and a pink. Okay, this is also a slip stitch. So I'm going to pull that white loop all the way through that pink one that was on my hook. Okay, now typically I will tie my new color to my old color, just like a little square knot to kind of keep it a little bit more secure. But then as I move forward, I'm going to have another slip stitch into the next stitch over. I'm going to pull that through, and again we're doing a slip stitch, so right through, and then you have 3 slip stitches in a row. So you had single crochet, you have a slip stitch to start your color change, you've got a slip stitch where you grabbed your new color, and then you have a slip stitch where you have both of the loops are the new color before you go back to doing in the very next stitch over a regular single crochet. Okay, all this does is it creates an area where these colors change, those stitches aren't as tall, so it's not as noticeable. Okay, if you just want to jump straight from one color to the next, that's completely fine. Okay, I like this method just because it kind of hides that change in there a little bit better. So I'm going to single crochet the rest of the way around here. So you can see what it looks like once you go back over top of it. And just like any other stitch you're using, you don't skip the slip stitches when you get back to go over top of them. You just go right into them like you do every other stitch. All right, so that was my last single crochet from that round. So here's my first slip stitch. I'm going right into the slip stitch and pulling up a loop and doing a single crochet. And here's that middle one. Again, go under, regular single crochet. third slip stitch under, pull up, regular single crochet. All right. I'll do 2 more, 3 more. So you can see that little change in here is not as noticeable because this first white stitch where I changed colors is not as tall. So you don't have that sharp of a jump, okay? I'll take this out and show you what it would look like without doing those slip stitches. All right, so we have a regular single crochet here. I'm gonna do another regular single crochet, and then I'm gonna go into the next stitch. I'm gonna pull that white yarn through instead of the pink. I'm gonna yarn over, and just like a regular single crochet, pull that loop up. Okay, and then we'll do regular single crochets all the way around. All right. So this is where we changed our color. Do a couple past that. So you can see when you don't do those slip stitches to change color, how you have this extra pink that shows up over here, and there's a lot bigger of a step when you're changing those colors there. Okay, this way is perfectly fine. If that's the way you do it, if that's the way you prefer to do it, then do that. Okay, if you like the way that I do it, where you essentially have those 3 slip stitches that just make those stitches a little shorter so they're less noticeable when you come back around over top of them, then do that way. And there's so many other ways to change colors in a project as well that it's completely fine if you do those. Okay, so that is kind of my little mini lesson on changing color. This way that I have on the screen right now is just changing color and continuing with the single crochets. Okay, the way that I do it in most of my videos, because it's the way that I prefer, is having, you know, a slip stitch with your old color, a slip stitch where you grab your new color, and then a slip stitch with your new color. And then you go back to single crochets. It doesn't change. I'm trying to think of the right word to use here. Changing from a single crochet to a slip stitch to change color isn't going to change the look of your finished project. Okay? I know some people, I think, are worried that it's going to like make this weird little pinched effect right there. It doesn't. Okay? Now, if you do lots of color changes, like if you're doing a zebra where every single row you change from one to the other, and you're using this method, then yeah, it's probably going to look a little weird once you have so many rows on top of each other. But if you're just doing a color change like halfway through your project, then this method isn't going to make any difference in the overall look of the finished item. Okay, so I hope that helps clear things up a little bit. If you have anything else you would like me to do a little individual video on as far as how I do it differently, pop that in the comments. Make sure you like the video if this helped at all. Subscribe if you haven't done that already so you can see other videos as they come out. While most of my videos are beginner friendly, they're not. I just learned how to make a chain stitch friendly. So you do need to know basic terms of single crochet, slip stitch. Most of my projects I use a magic circle to begin with. So, you know, keep that in mind a little bit. There are lots of other videos out there for how to make different things. So if my video doesn't work for you, then I'm sure there are, 100+ others of the exact same item that they make slightly different. Maybe they teach it a different way that's easier for you to understand. So thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy making lots of different crochet projects, and happy hooking, crochet nerds.